If you are interested in bad credit, business line of credit that report to Dun& Bradstreet, here is a review I want you to pay attention to. Number 8, we have Wells Fargo, our score, 8.3 over 10. And the thing with Wells Fargo is that they actually report to Dun& Bradstreet every 60 days. So with the Wells Fargo, it's every 2 months. And what we love about this line of credit is that you have an unsecured line of credits. And actually, the amount is not really that generous. I mean, you're talking about $10,000 to $100,000, $150,000. But listen, it's still worth it anyway. We love the fact that the APR is kind of interesting. You're looking at 10% to 13%. And what we love about this Wells Fargo business lines of credit is that even if you have bad credit, they'll work with you. Sometimes they want you to have a relationship with Wells Fargo. Sometimes they don't. It really depends on your economic sector. It depends on your geography, the state you're actually applying from. So this is really important. What we love about this Wells Fargo business lines, this unsecured business line of credit is that, let me talk to you about the pros and cons here. So pros, Wells Fargo does offer 3 or 4 different types of business lines of credit. And it doesn't matter if you have bad credit or fair credit, they'll work with you. And you have low starting rates. And you are able to earn rewards on eligible purchases through this business line of credit. What about the cons? Well, sometimes they will require a higher FICO score. I mean, overall, if you have bad credit, you can still qualify. But again, as I said, it depends on your relationship with Wells Fargo, on the state you are the state in where your business is located, and it depends also on the economic sector. So, but yeah, sometimes they will ask you for a higher FICO score, especially if you are, let's say, in a dicey and sort of sensitive economic sector. And sometimes Wells Fargo will want you to have like some kind of a personal guarantee. But again, this is on a case-by-case basis. And sometimes they have like a $100,000 to $150,000 limit for online application. Like they will give you more if you apply at a branch than if you were to apply online. So this is what it is. But again, the bottom line here is that we love the fact that Wells Fargo is reporting this unsecured line of credit every 60 days. This is fantastic. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Well, we're going to quickly talk about the bad credit business lines of credit that report to Dun & Bradstreet. Number 7, we have Bank of America. Our score, 8.5 over 10. What we love about Bank of America is that they will report to Dun & Bradstreet every quarter. So if you have every 90 days, they will report your business line of credit to Dun & Bradstreet. And it doesn't matter if you have bad credit, they will still work with you. But similar to Wells Fargo, Bank of America values relationship building. So if you have bad credit, specifically bad credit, you want to actually beef up your deposits with Bank of America. I'm speaking about your personal deposit and or business deposits, okay? And for this business line of credit starts at $25,000 and goes all the way to $5 million, okay? Sometimes they will start you at $10,000. Again, it depends on the sector. I mean, Bank of America is a national bank, so they actually run this business line of credit sort of program at a very at a national level, but they actually adapt it to states and economic economic sectors, okay? Now, the APR starts at 8.25%. This is really good, and you are able to be funded within 1 or 2 days. What about the pros and cons here? The pros, there are no line of credit maximum, but we know from experience that it goes from 5 million all the way to 10 million. But if you have a bad credit, you're probably capped at around 1 million. That's what we have seen in our experience. You have renewable loan terms. You have multiple options for different needs. What about the cons here? Sometimes if you don't have like a strong relationship with Bank of America, they might actually impose on you some kind of stringent eligibility requirements. Okay, now the minimum credit score could change depending on the geography you're applying from. But the thing is that sometimes Bank of America wants to start this business line of credit at $25,000, which is a little problematic because if you don't need that much, you might think, well, this is high in terms of the minimum borrowing amount. It's kind of high. Okay, but overall, what we love here is that this line of credit is available throughout the U.S. If you have bad credit, you have a FICO score that's around 500, you could qualify, not a problem. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about bad credit, business lines of credit that report to Dun& Bradstreet. Number 6, we have Fundbox. Our score, 8.9 over 10. When you think about Fundbox, we have a bad credit, business line of credit that report to Dun & Bradstreet monthly on the last Wednesday of the month. Last Wednesday of the month. So if you were to be approved for a bad credit, business line of credit through Fundbox, that will report to your line of credit to Dun & Bradstreet the last Wednesday of the month, and it's monthly. Okay. So what we love about this business line of credit is that the loan amount actually oscillates from $1,000 to $150,000. So again, this is kind of cool. Now, the only thing is the term is limited. So you have 3 to 6 months. Sometimes they'll go to 9 months to 12 months. But we have never seen this like a Fundbox go to 18 months or 24 months, whatever. Contrary to Bank of America and Wells Fargo, which those banks will give you like unlimited limits, like not unlimited time frames. Fundbox wants to limit its risk, okay? But it's still interesting. So the APR starts at 4.66%, and you can actually be funded in one day. The only thing is Fundbox charges a weekly fee, okay? What about the pros and cons here? Pros, you have a fast online application. You have next day funding, sometimes within 24 to 48 hours, and you have a low minimum credit score. They will start you around 450. That's the FICO score. What about the cons here? Well, here you have short repayment terms. This could be problematic to some businesses, and fees make it hard to compare rates, and you have weekly payments. So Fundbox wants you to pay every week. Everything is happening at a weekly level with Fundbox. So just be aware of that. And but Fundbox is available in all 50 states and multiple territories. So this is kind of cool. And so the thing is that they want you to have, as a business owner, they want you to have at least 25% stake in the business that you are applying for. Okay. And in addition to the weekly fees, Fundbox charges a $6 to $10 non-sufficient funds fee. So just think about that. Okay. So make sure that you have enough liquidity here. So, and they want you to be in business at least for 6 months. Number 5, we have American Express Business Blueprint. Our score, 9 over 10. So here is another bad credit, business line of credit that reports to Dun & Bradstreet once a quarter. So Amex will report to Dun & Bradstreet once a quarter. Now, with Amex, if you have bad credit, you better have formed a long-standing relationship with American Express, either as a business card holder or as a personal card holder, or as a deposit account holder with American Express American Express Bank. Okay, so this is the thing. And with Amex, this business line of credit, you have lines that go from $2,000 all the way to $250,000. This is really good, and we love the fact that the APR is kind of interesting. Like it starts at around 3 to 4%. And what are the pros and cons here? Pros. You have an online application, flexible access to funds, multiple term options. And what about the cons? There are high fees on longer terms. A PG may be required personal guarantee, and you have minimum draw amounts. Okay. Now the thing that we have, if you are interested in bad credit, business line of credit that report to Dun & Bradstreet, here is a review I want you to pay attention to. Number 8, we have Wells Fargo. Our score, 8.3 over 10. And the thing with Wells Fargo is that they actually report to Dun & Bradstreet every 60 days. So with the Wells Fargo, it's every 2 months. And what we love about this line of credit is that you have an unsecured line of credits. And actually, the amount is not really that generous. I mean, you're talking about $10,000 to $100,000, $150,000. But listen, it's still worth it anyway. We love the fact that the APR is kind of interesting. You're looking at 10% to 13%. And what we love about this Wells Fargo business lines of credit is that even if you have bad credit, they'll work with you. Sometimes they want you to have a relationship with Wells Fargo. Sometimes they don't. It really depends on your economic sector. It depends on your geography, the state you're actually applying from. So this is really important. What we love about this Wells Fargo business line, this unsecured business line of credit is that let me talk to you about the pros and cons here. So pros. Number 4, we have On Deck. Our score, 9.3 over 10. So On Deck reports to Dun & Bradstreet monthly on the first Thursday of the month. So if you are lucky to be approved for a business line of credit with On Deck, they will report your data, your transactional data, to Dun & Bradstreet on the first Thursday of the month. The loan amount are not really generous in our view, because we've seen higher amounts, but loan amounts $6,000 to $100,000, and the term here 12 months. So On Deck is not taking any risk on you, like trying to give you a business line of credit for a longer repayment window. They will give you 12 months, and the APR is kind of high though. But the reason why we love On Deck is that they will fund you real fast. They will fund you from like within 12 hours. In some cases, we've seen 18 hours, and but usually the average is within 24 hours. And it doesn't matter regardless of your credit score. Obviously, if you have a bad credit, you want to beef up your application with strong business financials. Here are the pros and cons of this business line of credit for bad credit. The pros: you have fast same-day funding, relaxed eligibility, and they report to all 3 credit bureaus. Okay, so we're speaking here about Experian Business, Equifax Business, and Dun & Bradstreet. What about the cons here? Well, short repayment term of 12 months. This loan is not available in all 50 states, and you have high interest rates. The thing we don't like the thing that we like and don't like is that On Deck has a very high interest rates, but they fund you real fast. Okay, now they do have some restricted industries, including the regular ones that you know, adults. But they actually also have within the restricted category, they have art dealers, which is really interesting, firearms vendor, and mortgage and non-mortgage loan brokers. Okay, and they do charge you an origination fee of up to 4%. So this is what it is. And what we love about On Deck is that they will fund you real fast. They want you to have to be in business for at least 1 year. In some cases, they'll reduce that requirement to 6 months, and sometimes they're asking you to have monthly revenue, annual revenue of $100,000. Number 3, we have Blue Vine. Our score, 9.6 over 10. So when you think about Blue Vine, I want you to think about a bad credit business line of credit that reports to Dun & Bradstreet every 2 months. With Blue Vine, it's every 60 days. If you're lucky, they might actually they might increase it to every 30 days. But what we have seen on average is that they will report your data to Dun & Bradstreet every 2 months. And if you have bad credit, not a problem. They will take you in as long as you have strong business revenue, strong business financials. Okay. And the loan amount here, it goes from $5,000 all the way to $250,000, and the term here 6 to 12 months. Those alternative lenders, they do not want to give you like a repayment window that goes beyond 1 year to 18 months. It's just all about risk management. And so the APR here is kind of interesting. You are looking at 6.20%. So we love that a lot. And Blue Vine will fund you with it within a day. So this is kind of cool. And let me quickly go through the pros and cons here. Pros: you have a low minimum credit score. We have seen Blue Vine approve applications with FICO scores as low as a 450, and you have high loan amounts, $250,000. This is kind of cool. I mean, if you have bad credit, to be able to be funded up to $250,000 for a business line of credit is really good. And so you can actually, what we love about Blue Vine is that recently they have transformed. I mean, the transformation is still ongoing, but now you are able to bank and borrow with the same company. So Blue Vine used to be just a lender. Now they are really trying to metamorphose themselves into a bank. So this is really good. You can open a business bank account with Blue Vine. It's just fantastic. What about the cons here? In some cases, Blue Vine will require for like a $20,000 to $40,000 in monthly revenue. You have limited term length options, And the maximum interest rate is not disclosed. We have actually reached out to Bluevine. They do not disclose it. They just tell you, listen, we start around 6.20%. So, but hey, listen, it is still interesting if you have a bad credit to be able to qualify. The only thing is if you are in Nevada, North Dakota, and South Dakota, you're not going to qualify. Number 2, we have backed. Our score 9.7 over 10. With backed, actually, you have your bad credit, business line of credit that is reported to Dun & Bradstreet once a quarter. And so if you're looking for high loan amounts, your high business line of credit amounts, you want to go to backed. And this regardless of your credit score. What we love about backed is that they will work with a constellation of industries. And what backed looks at, they look at 3 things. They look at how long you have been in business. They'll look at your business revenue. So they really pay attention to that. And they also pay attention to, like sometimes they will ask you what kind of, like in your sector, if you see trends, like positive trends in your sector. This is what we have seen in our research. Now, so backed will actually approve you from $5,000, as I said, to $750,000. And terms, you are looking at 6 to 12 months. So this is kind of cool. But the thing is, backed doesn't want to go beyond 1 year, especially if you have bad credit. They want to limit their risk, and they will actually review your accounts every month, but they will report you to Dun & Bradstreet once a quarter. And so the APR starts around at 30%. We're looking at the 30% is kind of high, but hey, listen, if you have bad credit and you need cash real fast to actually fund your business, it's always good to have a lender such as Backed that is willing to work with you. And so Backed has the fastest funding here. You have 10 hours all the way to 24 hours. And in terms of Backed in general, what we love is that all the application can happen online, or you can actually call Backed at 737-256-7458, 7458. Just make sure when you call that you actually have you have this 3 pieces of documentation. You have your revenue. So Backed will ask you revenue, monthly revenue from $10,000 all the way to $25,000. That's gross revenue. They might ask you for a business plan in some cases. Again, we're not speaking about a kilometric business plan. No, it could be 10 pages, something that really provides a short, like a synopsis of your business. And the third thing is they might ask you for business bank statements. That's all. Number 1, fundable. Our score 9.9 over 10. So when we talk about bad credit, business lines of credit that reports to Dun & Bradstreet, the first one is fundable. And so this bad credit, business line of credit reports to Dun & Bradstreet monthly on the last Monday of the month. So this is kind of cool with fundable, and it's really great for flexible lines of credit. The loan amounts here, fantastic. They go from 5,000 all the way to 5 million. This is just wonderful. What about the term? Well, the term, they're really flexible here too, very generous. They go from 6 months all the way to 120 months. You are looking at what? 10 years. Really, really good. So the APR is kind of interesting too. You're looking at 7% all the way to 20%. And fundable will actually fund you within 1 business day. So this is really cool. You have a constellation of positive news here that we love a lot. And here are the pros and cons of business line of credit for bad credit through fundable. Pros: you have no prepay penalties. You have fast funding. You have a low personal credit score requirement. So this is really cool. What about the cons? Well, fundable in some cases may use a hard credit pull. In some cases, of course, they may also charge you an origination fee of up to 3%. And in some cases, you might have loans secured by UCC1 filing. So this is what it is. But again, if you believe in the potential of your business, no matter how bad your credit is, you will love this business line of credit. Okay, they want you to have fundable wants you to have a monthly average revenue of $8,000. You must provide 3 of the most recent business bank statements. They want you to be in business for 6 months at least. Okay, and this is kind of cool. Now the only thing is that Fundable, they actually they can fund you directly, or they can really tap into their lender network and fund you through their lender network. So you have this hybrid approach here where you can be funded directly through Fundable itself, or actually get a business line of credit from a third party. Either way, you are getting your business line of credit, but they want you to be in business for 6 months. Remember that. Before I do a recap here, I want you to acquaint you with our business line of credit evaluation approach. We have a process in place whereby we evaluate bad credit business lines of credit that reports are done in Bradstreet. Please check this out. All right, quickly recap here. Number 1, fundable, 9.9 over 10. Number 2, we have backed, 9.7 over 10. Number 3, we have blue vine, 9.6 over 10. Number 4, we have on deck, 9.3 over 10. Number 5, we have American Express Business Blueprint, 9 over 10. Number 6, we have Fundbox, our score, 8.9 over 10. Number 7, we have Bank of America, our score, 8.5 over 10. And number 8, we have Wells Fargo, 8.3 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.